tell you what, that new intro song really like soothing.
Very soothing.
You
I
know?
love it. It's not as clubby. The other one's a little more clubby. Like you got to get pumped up for the other one.
Yeah. This one really kind of gets me like, hey everybody, welcome to TV Talk. It's been a couple
smooth jazz.
So smooth.
97.8.
I think that the smooth jazz in LA, if I'm not mistaken, was 91.7.
Oh, it might be. I don't know. Honestly, I can't remember.
Oh, it's like one of those stations that you would never like be down there for any reason. You're like 91.7. That's the good ones start at the 93s, really.
Right. It could be. Yeah. I feel like I'm listening more like now it's like podcast audiobooks. And then occasionally in the morning when I'm taking Miles, because he always wants my phone. I listen to maybe Kiss FM, listen to like Ryan's Roses to see who's cheating. The Ryan's Roses segment's very entertaining. A couple times a week. That's about all the radio I'm getting.
Nothing like infidelity to get your morning started.
I know. Watching, which is really sad because somebody else's life is probably falling apart with kids and marriage, and then I'm just sitting there like, well, that's interesting. Then I go to Michelle, I'm like, did you hear Ryan's Roses this morning? It's like it's kind of sad that I do that. It's probably a cool thing.
What are you gonna do? Welcome everybody to TV Talk here every other Thursday. Myself, David Griffin. Good to see everybody in chat. Scott Welsh with ain't no party like a TV Talk party, because a TV party don't stop. Note this stream will end at 5 p.m. Around 5 p.m. we will be ending. Thank you guys, and you can support the show. You can super chat here. You can use the Streamlabs. It's the pinned chat there. Jonathan Peck, B. Hal, Jeremy Miller, Miss Lenora Dixon, MK Songbird, aka The Source, also in chat. David, I got to be honest. My wife and baby have been out of town, and I have been binging television. I have been working with the TV going in the background, and I have watched. I think I'm caught up.
Yeah.
I watched Long Bright River.
Okay.
I watched 1,000 Blows.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which kind of 1,000 blew.
No.
I don't think I like that one.
Oh, and I saw the show description. I mean, not to spoil what's coming. It's in the show description. You didn't like Adolescence. The whole world is calling this the show of the year. It's already like going to win every Emmy out there. And you don't like it.
We'll get into that. But yeah,
no. And not 1,000 Blows. And even like that one either. No. Is it too much Stephen Graham? Too much?
The cast of 1,000 Blows is the cast of Adolescence.
It is. Well, it's because his wife is in it. He's in it. I mean, all his partners
is his wife the
no. She's a smaller character. She's in Adolescence. She's one of the school counselors in 1,000 Blows. She's one of the girls in the crew, but she's not the main girl.
Not Mary Carr.
No, not Mary Carr. No,
so not her therapist.
No, his wife's more his age. Not Mary Carr. I forgot.
She wasn't like the main therapist in the school. Is it the woman in 1,000 Blows that was dating the anarchist?
Yeah, exactly. That's her. Yep, that's his wife. Yeah,
that's Stephen Graham's wife.
Yeah. And she reads all of his scripts, and they work together, obviously, in both marriage and business. So yeah, he seems like a cool dude. I've been learning a lot about him the last couple of weeks. Seems like a cool dude.
I mean, we all got introduced, at least in America. I got introduced to him via Guy Ritchie movies, right?
Snatch. Yep. Snatch was the first time I ever saw him.
Was he also in Lock, Stock, though? I think he was in Lock, Stock.
Maybe. He could have been, yeah. I just remember Snatch.
Hey, MK Songbird, look that up for us. Was Stephen Graham in Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels?
Yeah.
That would be helpful. B Hal 26 is 1,000 Blows worth watching still? Question mark. I have that and Dope Thief queued up for my weekend binge. Well, Dope Thief is not a binge. There's only going to be 4 episodes.
Right.
The new one drops tomorrow, Friday.
Yes.
1,000 Blows is 6 episodes.
Yep. And at the end of the show, not a spoiler, it's already been renewed. They're already filming, or they may have finished filming season 2, because they show a bunch of clips from season 2 of 1,000 Blows. So if you watch it, you're going to get a season 2 probably in the next year or so.
Yeah. I thought this was 1,000 Blows was like a mini series, to be honest with you. The way that they gave us season 2, like, because it ended just kind of like me.
Oh wow, not feeling it.
No,
not feeling it. That's our boy. That's Stephen Knight. That's our boy.
I know it's Stephen Knight. That's what bummed me out so much.
I'm very curious about Adolescence though, because that show's just like I have my mom's watching it right now. It's not easy to watch, but I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on Adolescence. I'm very curious.
Well, again, I did. So I binged through that. I binged through Philadelphia Crime Television.
Yes.
Uh,
So just to clarify, I have not finished because this is Michelle. Michelle's actually watching all these shows with me.
Oh.
We're watching Dope Thief, which we're all caught up on Dope Thief. We've seen every episode. She's also enjoying Long Bright River. So I was not able to binge all the episodes. We were watching it maybe an episode or two at a time, but I think I've seen 3 of Long Bright River because I'm watching that with Michelle.
Man, that was one I couldn't stop watching. Like, it was keeping me up at night. I had to finish it.
See, I actually like Dope Thief is way more fun to watch. Like that show, I wish I like Long Bright River, but it's just it's dark. It's not. There's no comedy. There's no lightness to it. It's just it's still good though. Still good.
But I will say this, like, last 2 weeks and what's up, Darren? Right, good to see you in chat. Oh, finally managed to catch the show live. And Jay Golden Eyes, I missed a few TV talks. Are you watching Wheel of Time? No, in no world. David is watching Wheel of Time.
I've seen it. Yeah, I did some work on it for Amazon. I don't know that world, so I can't speak how accurate or how good it is in representation of the books. But I thought season 3 for me was my favorite season so far.
Okay,
I enjoyed.
It's on 3 seasons already.
Oh yeah. There's like, I mean, somebody in the chat can correct me. 14, 15 books. I don't know how long it's going to go for. It was a lot of books.
I haven't read 13 or 14 books since I turned 20, I think, David.
No.
I love to read. It's not that I don't. It's hard, especially with it's hard to sit down and read. The last book I read was the Bo Jackson biography by Jeff Pearlman, 2 Christmases ago.
I gave an update on my reading a couple weeks ago here. I'm now on book 2 of 3 Body Problem. That book is crazy.
Is it a 3-book problem too?
It is I think there's actually a 4th book, but I know it's like the main trilogy, like 3. Okay. It's just very sciencey. It's very science heavy. Like, I feel like I need a astrophysics degree to understand, but it's good. It makes me want to go back and watch the show.
3-body problem, and that gave me a 3-body headache. I did not.
The book's even like, it's more like it goes so in depth, and it's a translation from Chinese Mandarin, I think. So it's but it's good. It's entertaining.
Chinese book.
It is. Yeah, it's written by a Chinese author.
So much smarter than me. It's crazy.
Yeah, very smart.
And Darren Wright said needed cheering up after opening day baseball. I don't know who your team is, but I don't even get cheered up for baseball anymore because I know what my Pirates are going to do. We're going to waste Paul Skeens. He's going to go to the Yankees or the Dodgers. He's going to win a World Series with them. So
let me see. Is there a score? The Dodgers game just started. Oh, it just started like 2 minutes ago. They're playing the Tigers right now. So
Jerry Golden Eyes, apparently a big Wheel of Time guy.
Yeah,
I'm more of a wheel in the sky that keeps on turning, the Journey song, than I am the Wheel of Time books. I watched like the trailer. I remember when everybody said, you got to watch Wheel of Time. I watched that. I was like, I watched that first season of Lord of the Rings show.
Rings of Power. I was proud of you. You made through the whole thing. I was proud of you. Yeah.
And I got to be honest, like, I started season 2 and I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
That's okay.
I'm
okay.
out.
That's okay.
Again, and I know, like, all these podcasts I listen to, everybody's talking about Severance. You got to watch Severance. I tried to get him in. I was like, maybe we should watch Severance. Like, a lot of people are talking about Severance.
That finale, I have it on our list. I mean, Josh isn't watching it, but the finale was insane. It's so good. Ben Stiller directed it. It's just so crazy, that show. I love it. I'm glad we're getting a 3rd season. They said we're not going to have to wait 3 years this time. Hopefully there's not other actors or writers strikes so we can get the season 3 out.
You know
faster.
What?
But yeah,
I'm going to watch it.
No, you shouldn't. Don't, because I don't want you to like hate watch or like watch it and be mad.
No, because this isn't the thing where like, some people watch it. Like, everybody is talking about this stinking show, right? Like, it's a big deal. So I feel like I should be watching this show. I'm just going to have to suck it up. And I'm going to have to watch it. Okay. That's what I'm going to, and I'm doing it for you, David. I'm doing it for the people in the chat, and I'm doing it for you. I really just got to weather the storm. I'm watching so much. And I know
you don't have to, because I mean, if you didn't like season 1, season 2 is even more far out. Like, it gets weird.
I couldn't get past the first 20 minutes of the pilot.
Yeah. So I don't know, Josh. I don't want you to hurt yourself now. I don't need you,
I've already got back.
I don't want you to break down. No breakdowns.
I saw Bosch Legacy just drop today, huh?
Yeah, they're doing 4 today.
Okay.
Then it's like 4 and then 2 to finish out the 10 episodes. Yeah, they dropped 4 episodes. Bosch Legacy has returned.
How about that? I guess let's do news first.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Let's really hit each show because we have some, like I titled today. So there's some prestige TV out there.
Lots of prestige. We'll fly through the news quickly, Josh. Not in the doc. I forgot to mention it because it's not movie talk, but TV. The Hallmark Channel is on TV. Last year, the Chiefs get a Christmas movie. The Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift story, they make into a Hallmark movie. This year, we're getting the Buffalo Bills. It is confirmed by NFL.com, Variety, Hollywood Reporter. Hallmark is teaming up to produce Christmas movie. It's called Holiday Touchdown, a Bills love story. We're getting Josh Allen, Haley. I mean, it's not going to be them, but whoever's going to play those two characters. So I can't wait to see this.
On them?
Yeah, I think so. I assume. I mean, if they did a Travis Kelce, it's got to be about Josh and Haley.
Are they allowed to use their likenesses? Do they just have to pay them? What's the deal with that?
Oh, I don't know, but I mean, Damar Hamlin actually gave the announcement on Instagram.
Okay.
So maybe it'll be about Damar. I don't know. But either way, I'm just happy that we're getting the Buffalo Bills. I mean, I don't like those Hallmark movies personally, but I will watch this one. I will watch this.
As you know, my good buddies are always in one.
No, they got to work. I'm happy for them. They got to work. They got to work.
Kayla, somewhere in
some
of those.
Yeah.
You know, all of my friends that are in LA, that are all my actor friends, they're always in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah,
I got a bunch of like really good looking friends that are like, you know, he was living in the big city, and then he goes back to the small town to start his Christmas tree farm. You know, that kind of stuff.
Whenever I'm at the gym, sorry, I see Tanner. I see Tanner probably twice a week on his insurance commercial. Yeah, I see him about twice a week. Yep.
Jeremy Miller saying it straight up. Jeremy, you nailed it. Thank God it's not the Eagles. That would be bad. There's no romance in Philadelphia. As we know via TV, it's just crime and drugs. It's just crime.
Philly. Oh, what else? I was watching something else and realizing that Philly has even more prestige stuff. Well, obviously Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philly they might, outside of New York City, they might be, I don't know. They have, if you think of all the TV shows and movies based in Philly, they have a lot of stuff.
So we've got the three major cities: Chicago, LA, New York. Right?
Yeah.
Then, I'm kind of in agreement with you, dude. It's Philadelphia. How many shows do you get in Philly?
Yeah, and they have Abbott Elementary, and I mean, it's all Philly. It's crazy. Okay, so real fast.
Valley Boys takes place in Philadelphia too. Forgot about that.
Boys. Yeah, and that's got crime in it. There's crime
on the list. Man, they took some risks. It was a very funny show. I hope they get a season 2. I really do. I was a fan of that one. Yeah.
Really fast news. Nothing crazy. Some of this news is old. The newest news that came out a few days ago was there was a report coming out about how much money Apple loses every year on streaming. In this report, it was on Variety and a few other of the trades. Apple loses around $1 billion a year on streaming. Their budget is about $5 billion a year, around 4.55, which is really actually low. Like Amazon, Netflix, they're up in the teens, 17, 18 billion a year. So the fact that Apple, which all their shows look fantastic, is only spending about, I say only, 5 billion, that's not bad. Also, their annual revenue in 2024 was 397 billion. So they lost 1 billion. Yeah, they lost 1. It's like Apple, they don't care. They do not care.
8 billion in profit. David.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, their net was like 90 something billion. So like the fact that they lost is, I think the article even put it, it's a rounding error for Apple. Like 1 billion.
Yep.
It's basically just, Tim Cook can go to all the meetings and say, we have Reese Witherspoon, we have John Hamm, we have shows, we have Dope Thief, we have science fiction, we have romance. We have Ridley Scott, Napoleon, we have, Killers of the Flower Moon with DiCaprio, we have Martin Scorsese. It's like, they don't care. Like it's so cool that what I love about Apple is they have that freedom. They're a $1 trillion company and they can do it kind of whatever they want. And like the TV and movies, it's like a side hustle.
Yeah. I mean,
who cares?
What I like about it, and the point that they made, which I actually really appreciate, is that all of their stuff is original. It's not like Netflix, which buys a bunch of content and or all of the other streamers that they like kind of just hoover up other content, merge them all into one platform, spend all that money. Apple's like, no, we're going to be prestige content. And to answer, who put that in there? Our buddy BHAL26. Here's a question: are Apple shows on par quality wise with HBO? I would say probably more.
Yeah, HBO just has a longer track record. But I mean,
recently.
Apple's putting out, recently, especially with watching, we're going to talk about Dope Thief today.
Yep.
I mean, they're putting out some really good stuff.
So you got Dope Thief. Man, I would love to see their most obviously Ted Lasso, but I feel like I've never watched an Apple show. I mean, Severance is the most talked about show right now. Currently, that is an Apple show.
We're going to talk the studio, Josh, too. The studio. We're going to talk about that today. The studio.
Yep. We're going to get into the studio.
Yeah.
I watched the first season of Morning Show. I liked it. I couldn't really watch anymore. I just didn't really care about it.
Michelle watches it. I like kind of peep in and check it out a little bit. Yeah, I'm behind on it.
The MK Songbirds. Now Apple needs to renew Pachinko for a third season. Best series on the platform. I don't know.
I believe that's Korean.
I've never watched
I think
Pachinko.
It's a Korean show. Great reviews. I've never seen it, but it has great reviews.
Is that the one with the Rashida Jones? Is she in that? Is that?
No, that was the robot one. I forgot what that was called. But no, Pachinko has the girl from Shogun, and she was in the Godzilla TV series too. Anna Sawe.
The really pretty one?
Yeah, the really pretty. Yeah, the really pretty one. Yeah, she's in it. Yeah, she's in that.
Okay,
show.
all right.
Oh, Foundation. Yes, Darren, I watched Foundation. I have no idea what that show's about, but
Silo.
Silo. Yeah. Silo's good.
But the thing about the Apple TV shows is they have a look to them. Do you know like it's prestige TV. They're putting out prestige television, and they really have earned my trust in TV. A lot of the other streamers, I mean, Netflix lately is just crappy reality TV with like the occasional decent show that I watch, but I'll click on Netflix and be like, meh. Okay. Max, awesome. Apple, awesome. Peacock has its things, I guess. Amazon, usually pretty awesome, like their original stuff. I know they have a lot of crap that they throw in there as well. Like they're obviously a collator. I don't know. They're just like a collector.
Yeah, like they'll pick up like a series from India, series from the UK, and they'll say it's an Amazon co-production.
MK Songbird, The Residence on Netflix. Like, I won't watch The Residence based solely on like the poster picture. It's just like, ooh, it's a whodunit. It's like Glass Onion, Knives Out. Ooh, I don't want that. I hate it. I hate it so much, David. I hate the whodunit more. I can't tell you. And I don't like to hate things. Like choose, find the good, choose the positivity. I positively hate whodunits. Like I hate the characters. Like, oh, I'm a detective, and I shall come in and see this. Like, stop it. Nobody's like that.
You're not a fan of Knives Out, then I'm guessing.
No, I hated that movie.
No, Daniel Craig.
It's like, oh, I'm smarter than everybody in the room because I have this mustache. Who done it now? I shall sit in the corner of the room and listen to the people talk. And then here's how I shall write the series. Everybody shall look this way and look that way, while the whole murderer the whole time is the character that was only in it for about 8 minutes. I hate it, David. Sorry.
I don't feel that. I enjoy them. I like a good little murder mystery every now and then. I like Knives Out. I like Murder on the Orient Express. I don't mind it.
Those movies suck.
Note to self, Josh is not a fan of murder mysteries. I will remember that. Do not suggest murder mysteries for Josh.
Below. Jonathan Peck with an amazing super chat. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Let's get to that. I don't know that you have it on the news doc. With the news of the Malcolm in the Middle revival on Hulu, with almost all of the original cast members coming back. P.S. Were you two fans of the original series? All right. I didn't watch every episode of Malcolm in the Middle. I watched some of it. The problem with Malcolm in the Middle is that it came out, it was Fox, right? It came out when I was in college, I think. So it was like right around that time when I was still just like, like I am now, just watching Seinfeld and all that kind of stuff. I wouldn't have really gotten into Malcolm in the Middle because it was like before, wasn't during the DVR era.
It was 2000. 2000. Yeah.
It started in 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I graduated high school 2000. I'm old. We all know this.
Yeah.
So I missed a lot of that. However, every time, because it's Bryan Cranston, right? And so Bryan Cranston up until that point was really like the doctor, the dentist from Seinfeld. Like he was a bunch of small character, roles on certain shows, right? And there was this one episode I caught, and they go bowling, and the middle brother, I think, he was hysterical. they were like, hey, you got to wear socks with your bowling shoe. They went bowling. They got to wear socks with his bowling shoes. He's like, I'm not going to ruin my socks by putting them in these ugly bowling shoes. And he just puts his feet in them. I just thought that was such a throwaway joke. Like, I'd rather, the kid's so stupid. He was going to get athlete's foot instead of, but now Frankie Muniz, he like owns a racing team. So I wonder if it's God, I need money. Racing teams are expensive. You want to know how to make $1 million in racing, David?
How?
Spend $10 million.
Where is he, like IndyCar or NASCAR? What's
NASCAR.
He doing?
He races, I think, in the Menard series, which is, so it goes Menards, trucks, sprint cup, like Xfinity sprint cup. So it's like the 4th level. Okay. But yeah, he was always into like cars and stuff. But I was never a big fan. But you know what? Like, I like the reboots of sitcoms. Okay. I do. But it's like the reboots of comedy movies. Rarely do they hit quite like the first.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even think of a comedy reboot that I've seen. What's been out in the last
I mean, Dumb and Dumber 2, Zoolander 2, like
all films. Yeah, right. In the movie side. Yeah. I didn't really like was the Coming to America sequel.
Ooh, that was bad.
That wasn't great.
Bad. However, speaking of Eddie Murphy, the Beverly Hills Cop was awesome.
See, I didn't see that. Okay, I need to. That's on Netflix, right?
Yes.
I need to watch that one. Okay. Yep. Okay.
Oh yeah, and then he loves a good murder mystery. Aaron Parisian says, "I miss you, Josh. I'm so glad you and David are back. Great to see you, Aaron. One of the greatest romance writers of our time, Aaron Parisian. Romance novels. Maybe she likes a good murder mystery. I think I'm getting some hate as to my hatred of murder mysteries, but listen, I'm going to take it. Hal is the top tier TV dads. He really was. Who was Bryan Cranston? He was a top tier TV dad, which is why, like, when I think
on Breaking Bad, he was a top tier TV dad.
I know. He was just trying to support his family, David.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It got a little out of hand.
Yeah. I mean, he had that cancer scare, and then he wanted to help, and then it's like it just took a little too far. He just kind of kept going.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Darren Wright. Even Scrubs is getting a reboot. Yes.
Oh, that's right. I forget, because those guys are always on those T-Mobile commercials. I'm like, why are they? Like, I mean, I don't mean to pick on Zach Braff. I wish nothing but the best for him. I'm like, who's like? Do people still know who this is? Like, he was on Bad Monkey. That was like the last time I've seen him on something.
Bad Monkey.
Bad Monkey. Yeah.
Jonathan Peck saying, yes, the bowling episode is the best episode of the entire series. It's brilliant. See, at least I caught one of the best episodes of the series. There you go.
Never seen an episode.
STS Andy Merriweather, legend. Good to see you. Did their Andy and Matt Nost show yesterday, which is called Settle the Score. It came out today. Me and Elliot. Have you ever done Settle the Score, David?
Josh, I don't know if I've done that one. I do not like, I think I've told you this, I'm not good. Not that I don't like, nothing again, those guys. I am not good at shows where you have to argue things. I remember the first, it's not an argue show, is it?
No, it's
good. Okay, good.
They play you music from movies and you have to guess the movie from the movie.
Because remember those old, what do we used to do
movie
back
fights,
in the day? TV fights, not a fan. And not because it's a bad show or it's a bad concept. I'm just not good at it. The whole like around the horn, PTI, I would be awful at those shows. I like sitting with you, having a discussion, but if we have to argue like why something is better than something else, I'm just not good. I can't do it.
Whereas I'm somewhere in the middle. Like I'm exhausted.
You're good at it though, but you're good at it, Josh.
I'm exhausted after those shows. Yeah. But like I could do it maybe once a month, maybe.
Yeah. No, you're good. Yeah.
But I did like, I mean, you know me, I go straight to the joke. So a lot of times that doesn't work on those shows. Like they want you to come with like factual based answers.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Right.
So, yeah.
Oh, very sad to hear. PTI. I don't watch PTI like I used to, but it's ending. I think in May or June.
No,
Pardon the interruption.
Not pardon the interruption. Around the Horn.
But no, I think PTI is ending as well.
Really?
Yeah. It is ending in the summer of 2025. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's down. And Around the Horn. They're both going. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That was where but I mean, PTI was, I mean, every
classic. That's an iconic show. Josh, Darren Wright. We are talking about the studio. We haven't talked about it yet, though.
Darren Wright. I promise you, we will get to the studio in 5 minutes.
We can go fast. Josh, this was kind of news that we knew was coming. It was officially announced like the day after our last show 2 weeks ago. Ted Lasso's coming back for a 4th season. Josh, I ask you, the only question I have for you is, do we need a season 4? I love Ted Lasso. I enjoy it, but I felt like after season 3, I'm like, that's enough. I don't need to see those characters again. Maybe I'm being a grumpy pants. I enjoy it, but I don't know if I need more.
I'm going to disagree with you on this one.
Okay. No, tell me.
Sad when it ended.
Yeah.
Here's what I think. About television. Okay. If the show is good, give it 5 seasons. If the show is great, 6 is too many. Okay.
Agreed.
5 seasons. If the show is great, it should have 4 to 5 seasons. Right. If the show is, you don't, because once you get past season 6, as we've seen in many a great show, it starts to lose its luster.
Shows don't peak in the 6th season. Again, I always go back to the Breaking Bad example. That show had its highest ratings in season 5.
Yep.
The final season, it had the highest ratings when it ended. I think shows don't peak in season 6. Yeah. Rarely.
Yeah. It's, because I hear he's going to be coaching the women's team this time. He's going to be coaching.
Okay. That could be different then. Okay.
Right. Because I think Nate is coaching them. Like that when we left off in season 3, wasn't Nate the manager of AFC Richmond? Was that what
happened? Because he was at Liverpool, right? Or one of the big.
He was at West Ham.
Then he left.
Right.
Because he hated the owner, the guy.
Right. And he came back to AFC Richmond. Or was Roy Kent. Was he the manager when we left? I forget.
I can't remember.
Or was it Coach Beard?
Like now when I see that character, all I can think about is Shrinking, because he's in Shrinking right now. But Aaron said she's in
season 6 though.
Did it peak at season 6?
No, I feel like it should have ended in season 5. Season 6 was insane. They really went. They could have really scrunched that whole show down to 5. There was so many weird. I love Cobra Kai. I love it, but it could have ended in 5, and I would have been okay with it. Oh, wow. Erin Parisian breaking my heart, just like all of the romantic leads in her novels. I'm okay with Ted Lasso season 4 because I wasn't in love with season 3.
I heard a lot of people say that. A lot of people were saying that they kind of fell off after season 3. I enjoyed it, but I don't know.
Darren Wright saying it best. No, they gave the job to Roy Kent. B. Howe say, I still don't forgive Nate. He's a snake. Man. I think you gotta really get to the core of Nate. Nate, he had a tough parenting, right? He never felt like he was enough. And then when somebody finally did love him, he didn't know how to accept it. And sometimes, it's you don't know what you got till it's gone, and you don't know who you are until you find out where you've been.
Yeah.
And they figured that out, and then he came back.
Yeah. So that's all I have for that. And then last news bit we can hit like in 1 minute. Nick Frost looks like he's probably going to be playing Hagrid, Rubeus Hagrid, for the Harry Potter series. So far, I'm enjoying the casting. So far, I don't have any beef with any of the cast members. Really enjoying the casting so far for Harry Potter.
I was going to say,
not official, but yeah,
Nick Frost is like one of my all-time favorites.
Fantastic, yeah. And he was just in Skeleton Crew as the voice. He was the robot.
That's right. He was in Skeleton Crew. All right. The thing about Nick Frost, and this is going to be selling Simon Pegg a little short, but I think without Nick Frost, Simon Pegg isn't Simon Pegg. I like Simon Pegg in other things, but I love Simon Pegg when he's with Nick Frost. Those two together. Whereas I love Nick Frost in everything.
Okay, I get you.
And here's the thing: I love Simon Pegg, like I said. But when he and Nick Frost are together, I mean, really and truly, what's the zombie one? Dog Day Afternoon?
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead, yeah. Dog Day. I was like, isn't that, what's his name? That's like an old one. That's
no.
Yeah, I'm saying that's like classic. Like Dog Day. I was like, wait a minute. We're getting there, Josh. We'll make it. We're getting through it.
Okay.
We'll make it.
But man, but Shaun of the Dead is without those. I mean, Simon Pegg is great, but Nick Frost. I mean, so yeah. Oh man, just so good. Anyway,
Josh, we got to get to this because we already So we're halfway through. Josh, I have to know, for the first show we're going to talk about, over 66 million people have watched Adolescence according to Netflix. People are calling it the best show of the year so far. It is this incredible one shot with everything. It's heartbreaking. The performances are incredible. This actor who plays the kid is a newcomer. He hasn't really done anything yet. He's Owen Cooper is his name, who plays Jamie Miller. Josh, you weren't. I think I might have hyped it up too much. I know 2 weeks ago I said you have to watch this, Josh. It might be the best show of the year so far in 2025. Did I hype it up too much and you saw it, you were disappointed? Was it the incel stuff? Was it the fact that we didn't get a lot of resolution? It does bounce around. Like each episode, you just follow that character. And if that character doesn't go and mingle with the other character, you don't know what's going on. You don't really see Jamie that much after, I think it's episode 2. Like, what was it, Josh? What was it about the show that didn't resonate with you? I'm just curious.
David, I think it was a huge combination of all of that, to be honest with you.
No.
Okay. Now, did I not like the show? No. I appreciated the show for the artistry of it. I appreciated the show for the message of it all. Okay. Right. I appreciated the show as a father. And this goes along with like Long Bright River too, as a father and a parent to really realize what your actions and your behavior does to your child and the presence of you in their life and really communicating with them and knowing what's going on in their life and helping them out with things and all of that kind of stuff. Right. I think what I didn't like most about it was that when the first, and I went into the show totally blind. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. When I realized it was going to be shot like the way it was, I was like, okay, first episode, it's going to be like this. Second episode, I thought it was going to be like first episode, they show the video. Second episode, there's a new mystery. Third episode, they're going to figure out like what the new mystery is. Fourth episode, they're going to find like the real killer. Maybe they doctored a video, something like that. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't that at all. Right. No. And I didn't realize that until the third episode when Mary Carr, aka the therapist in the second episode, I realized that, holy shit, this entire episode is going to be a one shot throughout the entire like prison and the juvenile detention center. Mm-hmm. Right. And then the last episode, and I realized that like, okay, each episode takes place over 30 minutes to 40 minutes.
Yeah. They're not super long. Yeah.
It's not long. Right. No. So I thought that like, again, the first episode, amazing. Second episode in the school when like the kids are running everywhere. I'm like, whoa, okay, I get this.
It's a messed up school. Yeah.
Messed up school. Poor Mr. Malik. My goodness, those kids.
He's walking in late, tucking in his shirts. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. What's up, the Cali kid? Good to see you. And our buddy Andy Merriweather we were talking about yesterday. His wife is a teacher at a primary school. And she said it doesn't exist. Like that's insane. Right. How all that went down. No, that happens a lot in professions. It's like, but like when doctors watch or, police watch CSI, they're like, we don't solve a case in 45 minutes.
No, of course. Right.
So, what, man.
Well, so can I say one thing, Josh, that kind of threw me off a little bit? And then please go back to what you're saying is that the first, and so Stephen Graham he was on Jimmy Fallon. So what I'm about to say isn't a spoiler, but I hope it'll clarify for some of you that maybe start. So slight spoiler for episode 1. When you see the videotape, Stephen Graham said this on Jimmy Fallon. He's like, this is not a spoiler. Like, this is the way we wanted it set up. I was confused. I was watching with Michelle. I'm like, oh, that maybe he didn't do it or something like that. But Graham said that from episode 1, you are supposed to know that he is not accused. Like this happened is what I'm saying, is what I'm trying to say. Gotcha. So the whole show pushes forward from there. But that was the only thing that got me was when I'm watching the show. I'm like, did he do it? Or like, what are we seeing on the videos? A little bit blurry, but Graham and his writing, that is supposed to just be known. Like this happened, he did it, whatever, and then move on. And the rest of the story it's not a murder mystery. The show's not meant to be a whodunit. Did he do it? It's supposed to be the consequences and fallout of that action, which I think that if I could pick one weakness of the show, I wish it was more clear because Graham was like, folks, this isn't a spoiler. This is in the synopsis. This happened. And then the rest takes place. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if did that confuse you at all? Because that confused me.
That's what confused me. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And according to him, it shouldn't have been confusing. It should have been clear that this is what happened in episode 1. The rest is just the fallout. So
that little kid who plays him.
Yeah. His name here. Owen Cooper is his name. Yeah.
For me, I think, the 4th episode is super, super powerful. Like, crazy.
Michelle, when I was watching Michelle, she started breaking down. Because as a parent, Josh, you don't know, as a parent, like you hope you're doing the best that you can. I know Rosie just turned 4 not too long ago. Miles will be 4 in November. And you're hoping to do the right thing. But even when you do the right thing, doesn't mean your kid is going to turn out a certain way or vice versa. It's not, they become their own people as they get older, and you hope for the best. But that last episode, I don't go into too much, but it brought all those thoughts to my head about Miles, even though he's only 3 years old. Yeah.
It's not Euphoria bad.
No.
But that show terrifies me.
Yeah.
And we'll get into Long Bright River in a hot second. But man, it's Stephen Graham he should win everything just from that episode.
Incredible. Yeah.
And as somebody what's up, Cali Kid? How are you? Thanks for the super chat. Ciao, amigo. As somebody who lost his brother recently, right? The the void in your life that is that person, and now that they're gone, right? That you could feel the void in their life that was the fact that their son is in prison for probably forever. Maybe not forever, but I don't know how the UK law works. He's
not 18, right? Yeah, but but they lost. It's like losing a family member, even though he's not physically gone. He's not. Yeah, like it's like they're trying to have a normal day.
I know. He's just trying to have a birthday. They're trying to go. Yeah.
Go to Home Depot, whatever the equivalent of Home Depot is, pick up, but your life's never the same. It was heartbreaking. That show, it kind of broke me a little bit at the end. That show was heartbreaking.
Destroyed. And the Ponce thing, and the guy was just trying to make enough money to support his family. And that's what also happens in this world is we have to work hard to support our family. And by doing that, we are taken away from our family a lot of times. Right. And not being there, it's like the older they get. I mean, I got into some trouble. I mean, not like this, but I got into trouble in my life because kids do stupid shit their whole life. Mm-hmm. We all do stupid stuff our whole life, right? Adults too. That show was, again, I don't want to say I didn't like it, David.
Right.
I just thought it was going to be something different.
Yeah.
And
sure.
It's taken me a while to absorb it because it did hit me it hits you hard. It is not.
Yeah.
If you aren't, yeah, for sure.
It's a tough show, but I'm glad you watched it though, Josh. Yeah. I'm glad to hear your
I would never not
opinions
watch
on it. I'm glad you watched it.
It's only 4, episodes. So, Kate Van D with a really good comment. This might be my favorite comment so far. Is I would have loved to see a version of this show in the late 90s when I started getting on the internet. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Because when we first started getting to chat rooms and instant messenger and AOL and all that weird stuff, our parents had no idea. Parents now, because we're the generation that lived it, so we know the shit that is out there. Yeah. And we are going to try our best to be hey, people are going to do the communication with your kids about this whole thing is super, super important because it's not going to get better. It's not.
Yeah. I just pray too. I think of my kid, Miles, getting older. It's please try to pick the right friends.
Totally.
I had good friends growing up where sure you do stuff probably not supposed to, maybe break the law a little bit, just things that might be considered illegal, sure. But never to the point of I was going to be going to jail for years on end or accident or kill someone, nothing at that level. But you just hope because Rosie's going to make mistakes. Miles is going to make mistakes. You just pray that, they're with good people and
totally
what you've taught them sticks with them. But yeah, it's a hard subject to talk about. That's really hard.
Man. Yes.
Yeah, it's heavy. But yeah, we can lighten things up a little bit. We don't need I know 1,000 Belows, Josh, we already talked a little bit about. I really want to go into the studio, lighten things up a little bit. Let's talk about the studio. It's a little bit lighter. Josh, I saw the screeners of this maybe a month or two ago, and I only watched the first 2 episodes.
Because that's all we have, right?
That's all we have right now.
Yeah.
And talk about, again, the use of the one shot of the oneer, especially in episode 2 of the studio. But first of all, let's go into the show. I love it. I was just dying laughing. It's hilarious. It's so good.
What's crazy is we have 2 shows right now that the entire style is the one shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
Great camera movement.
for like people that aren't so much like I would say in the business, like the idea of the one shot is really hard. Like to pull that off takes a lot of rehearsal. It's like you're doing a stage play, right? But what I don't think that Adolescence needed it per se. I don't think it needed it. I think for the last episode and the second episode, the second and the fourth episode, it really did add to the drama of the show. Like I really do think that it added to that. I think the first and third episode really didn't need it. I don't think it needed it. Whereas I think the one shot in the studio makes a ton of sense because it has that high stress, high anxiety, high comedy.
It's frenetic.
That is Birdman. That is being a studio head. That is working on sets in Hollywood when you're up against. Like it is really cool. I think that really, really adds to the show.
Yeah. And I love too, just all the little cameos that you get. Like, and they're not overused. Like Charlize is there, but Charlize is in a scene for not even like 10 seconds. It's just like, get out of my party. And then she's gone. You don't see it. Like, Marty Scorsese. And I mean, if you've seen the trailers, you see all these people. I love the cam. I love the spirit. It's hilarious. I love the look. Because remember when we first saw the trailer, we thought it was maybe something that was from like the 50s. Because Seth wears all these old, like these big double-breasted suits, kind of old-fashioned. But I love it. I love it.
Thank you for the super chat, the Cali Kid. Amore, paisano.
Yeah, Josh, you're Paisan. You're Italian, right? You're half Italian, aren't you? Half.
I love Brian. I'm like mostly Italian. My dad's like I don't know, 10% Polish, something like that.
Okay, yeah.
But then the rest is Italian. Everybody 100%. But and nothing against Polish people at all. But you know, everybody in my family is like nobody talks about our Polish heritage at all. I love pierogies. Anyway, so what I love Bryan Cranston's look. I love his look. I love his character. Is that dude might be. Talk about a career that's insane.
Yeah.
Okay? He goes from like an absolute buffoon on Seinfeld, right?
Yep.
To a great sitcom TV dad, but best known for like kind of being in his underwear, right?
Yes. Yes.
In Malcolm in the Middle. Again, kind of a buffoon, but a very, very good to top 5 TV dramas all time in what some are calling maybe the greatest performance in TV history, right?
Yeah.
2 movies, Academy Award nominations, I think, for Trumbo. Didn't he get nominated for Trumbo?
He probably has one.
MK Songbird, The Source. Did Bryan Cranston get nominated for an Oscar? To like a show like this where it's a total lampoon of a thing, but it's so realistic. You can see it. He's got the Weinstein thing without the weird. I mean, he's the studio CEO that's absolute madman, right?
Yep.
And in everything he does, you believe it.
Yep.
You believe it.
Yep.
Because in White Lotus season 3, right? It's stupid. It's Parker Pose. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like it's just over the top. The acting sucks so bad. It sucks so bad. Nominated. Thank you, MK Songbird. But man, like all of the vintage feel in the modern world is basically what every person in Hollywood wants.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
And I love Seth's character. He has this ideal for what a studio head should be and what kind of movies he wants to make. He loves the classics. Like he basically wants to make movies like Oppenheimer. Like he wants to make something that is artistically respected, gets awards, but also makes close to $1 billion. Like that's his goal. But he's being thrown like you have to make Kool-Aid, which I just love. That the whole premise like we got to do a Kool-Aid movie. We got to do it. And he's like asking. And then Martin Scorsese comes in and they talk about the whole Jonestown massacre, that whole thing. When that joke started forming, I'm like, oh no, they're not going to go there with the whole Kool-Aid and drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm like, oh no. And then
here's the issue.
So
you
good.
have to call the movie Kool-Aid.
Martin's like,
you were fast, man. The one shot with Catherine O'Hara, the second episode, him driving the car, that gave me so much anxiety, but it is so funny. This show, this is prestige comedy. It is not. It's just funny, man, and it's so well done. Rogen's great. Ike Barinholtz he's awesome.
And I'd love to know. There's this shot. It's in the trailer. I think it's episode 2 or 1 when he goes to Catherine O'Hara's house.
Yes.
And she's on top of this hill somewhere, probably in the Hollywood Hills or somewhere. And like you see the valley and you see there's a rainbow in I don't know if that was any CG, but that shot is just gorgeous. Like it looks like, it feels like you're watching like Bosch.
Yeah.
It feels noirish. Like you're watching a noir almost. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah.
It's amazing how LA has like so many famous noir movies, right? Yeah. And it's not a noir town at all.
No. Yeah. Like the movie Chinatown, of course. And there's LA Confidential. And but it's
not noir.
It doesn't rain enough.
It's not noir.
But we need more rain. Yeah. We don't get enough rain out. There's too much sunshine to be noir. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
great show though. Love it.
This is one of the ones that I was so excited for, and boy, did it deliver. I mean, Seth Rogen over the him and Evan Goldberg have done so many like comic book shows that just kind of sucked. And this one's awesome. This is awesome.
Definitely. If you haven't checked out The Studio, please watch it. 2 episodes out on Apple TV Plus. Josh, another show that delivered, that didn't disappoint, Dope Thief. Which I don't know what my expectations were. Like, I love Wagner Mara. I love Brian Tyree Henry is fantastic, but I didn't know what to expect. And then like from the get-go, like this show it hits. It's violent. It's like it gives you so much anxiety. Josh, we were texting a few days ago how much anxiety it gave you, and it's funny. Yeah, it's hilarious.
It really is
so jokey. Yeah, I love Dope Thief. This show is so much fun to watch. I love it.
Talk about like an actor that played such a in Atlanta. He played the rapper, Paperboy or whatever, and he was good. Yeah. I think Keith Stanfield was kind of the breakout star of that, and he was good, and Donald Glover was there, right? Yeah. But Brian Tyree Henry, man, that dude, like everything he's done, he crushes, right? Yeah. And Wagner Mora as like he's skinny, right?
Yeah, but Michelle's like, is that the guy from Narcos? She's like, he lost weight. And I was like, yeah, I think he put on that weight I think that's probably his normal look, but yeah.
But yeah, and again, all these shows in Philadelphia and all this crime, it is a pretty crime-ridden city. Yeah. It's not, and it obviously the opioid epidemic has hit it. What people don't understand about the state of Pennsylvania, if you're not from Pennsylvania, is you got Pittsburgh over here, you got Philly over here. It's about 5.5 hours in between them, maybe 6 hours, depending on traffic. Okay. In between that is the sticks. Like it is not, we are a rural state, and there is shady ass shit that happens out there. Meth dens, KKK, like all kinds of weird Nazi stuff. Like if you watch the show Banshee.
Yeah, Banshee. You get the Amish too. You get the white supremacists. You get all that stuff. Yeah, all that stuff.
And when they raid that place, and the actress that plays the DEA agent that was undercover.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's her name? MK Songbird. Find me the source on her.
Because she's going to be in the new John Hamm show, another Apple show. Yeah. Your Friends and Neighbors. She's going to be in that show as well.
Marin Ireland.
That's okay. Yeah, she's been around. She's always
she's in that Julia. Man, she looks like. I mean, she's great in. Like she's just great. She's one of those character actors that's great. She's like a Judy.
Oh, she was in Hell or High Water. She's in Homeland. She was in Homeland.
There you go. But so
Oh, Justified. She was in Justified. City Prime.
Thank you.
Yeah, Justified. Yeah.
But what I love about Dope Thief is the opening scene. I was convinced. I went in blind. I was convinced that they were actual DEA agents.
I thought they were too. And then the whole joke. So people don't know Wagner Mora and Brian Tyree Henry's character. They're childhood friends from Philadelphia, and they basically rob low-level drug dealers.
Yes.
Low-level drug dealers. They pose as DEA agents. They take the money, take the drugs, or they act like Brian Tyree at one point says that they're Robin Hood. But it's like, you're not really giving back to anybody. You're not really Robin Hood. But one day they rob the wrong people. And whoever they robbed seems like some guy from Boston, maybe. He's got a Boston accent-ish. And they're a biker gang, and these guys don't mess around. And that's where the hijinks ensue, and that's where the story is right now. So, love it. So good.
That show, again, another like Apple TV just banging away. And then to like piggyback off that, because really where they're robbing people is the exact same place where Long Bright River takes place, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's Kensington, Pennsylvania. If you ever want to see, I mean, the show Long Bright River and how they depict Kensington is extremely accurate. Kensington is terrifying. It used to be like kind of a beautiful neighborhood back in the day. I wouldn't say beautiful, but it was a blue collar neighborhood and the shipping ports and all that kind of stuff. And when you take manufacturing away and you take jobs away and you leave the people behind, shit happens, right?
Right.
And I mean, the city of Pittsburgh's no different. The city, I mean, a ton of cities in the Midwest, all through that Rust Belt where they were, they ripped a huge part of the economy away and sent it overseas. And now you see the repercussions 60, 70 years later, 50, for whatever. And so for me, Long Bright River, again, I binged all 10 episodes. I think Long Bright River and Amanda Seyfried, Jesus, again, another career that you're like, the girl from Mean Girls that talks about her boobs as what she can tell the weather to this, dude, she is awesome in this role.
She is.
Talk about give her some Emmy noms.
I love the guy who plays her grandfather. He was in The Wire. He was the crooked mayor in The Wire. MK Songbird, hook me up with the actor's name who plays the dad or the G-Paw. G-Pop, the grandfather,
of the little boy. I mean, David, wait till you get to like episode 7, 8, 9, like all the twists and turns. You're like, oh no, it's him. Oh no, it's him. Oh, it's him. Oh, like it is actually. I mean, I was like, oh, it's gonna be this again. Like Christ, I'm not, but it's not.
Can I ask the question though? Maybe some people in other parts of the country and the world can help me with this, Josh. Maybe you know some people. I have a couple of friends of Michelle and friends of ours that are police officers, and some of them are even like newer cops. Why are they in shows and movies? They're always act like they never have any money.
Who, cops?
Yeah, but like at least out in LA, like they start at, and I know maybe every town's different. I think they start like around 90 to 100 a year, but they always like most cops, like shows I watch, even Michelle's like, they always seem like they're on the take, they're struggling, and like they can't. I know like money's depends. They always seem like they always make them like they make no money. I'm like, I think cops do okay.
Cops don't make a lot of money. My
okay.
They don't.
Cops are poor.
It's not.
Non-Pennsylvania. Okay, because I know when I saw an ad in Pasadena, I think the cops started like 95 a year or something. And that's in California. I don't know. Okay.
I think California
is
different.
A little different. Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know. They're always just displayed as like they always need more. And I was like, is that maybe it is? Yeah, I didn't know.
It's a tough one. Yeah,
I think they deserve to be paid. I'm saying I think they deserve more. I believe they deserve. I was just like, why? Yeah, poor girl. Like she can't even like pay her kids' tuition, and her dad's a deadbeat. Dad's not helping.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, good show though. Really good show.
Yeah, I mean, I one of my favorites I've seen this year for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we only have a few minutes left.
Oh, yeah, we've been talking. Sorry.
Yeah, but we talked about the ones we wanted to talk about, and we loved them. So
I mean, so Josh, Daredevil dropped 2 episodes. I only watched the St. Patty's Day episode. I didn't realize that there was another episode, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh wait, I missed one. So I didn't.
What I loved is that they gave us a bottle episode. Oh. All right, I'll talk, David, whenever you want to come back. His internet was a little shaky anyway, and good to see everybody. What I will say is that the Daredevil bottle episode, I loved. It reminded me of an MK Songbird. Tell me the movie. It's with okay, he's back.
I hit it. Sorry, please go ahead with Daredevil. Sorry.
No, I loved the Daredevil bottle episode in the bank. It reminded me of the movie with Clive Owen.
Yeah, the Spike Lee movie. Spike Lee. Inside Man. Great movie. Inside Man. Yes, great movie.
Thank you.
Great movie. Yes.
I just thought that movie. It was, I don't know. I loved it. And the most recent episode, again, very good. Of Daredevil. I'm really kind of enjoying the art, like the trajectory that this.
I'm loving it so far. It's great. Yeah.
I know last week or 2 weeks ago I was a little on the fence about it.
In this episode, the St. Patty's Day, it was kind of like a bottleneck or a bottle episode.
Total
it was like a one-off, but it was great.
It was great.
I loved it.
Really good.
Yeah. And they even brought in Miss Marvel's dad, which it took me a second. I'm like, who is that? Oh, that guy. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. Did you watch Miss Marvel?
No,
you don't have to watch. Yeah, don't watch that. Josh, I know. So, Josh, real quick, how's Dark Winds? Because I'm way behind on that. How's Dark Winds?
So there's 3 episodes of season 3 so far, following a very similar, arc of the other seasons. Somebody's missing, blah blah blah. But I'm liking it. I mean, I don't know. I love that show. They do it really well. Yeah. It's in a part of the world, and it's like the fact that it's set in the 70s, early whenever it's set. Yeah. They do a really good job as far as that goes. Man, yeah, I don't know. Right now I'm 3 episodes in, and it's Dark Winds. It hasn't like fallen off.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
I think I talked about Severance, the finale being crazy. Josh, there's a show. Please, you do not need to watch this. It's called Wolf Hall, The Mirror and the Light, which is a second season of a show that came out in 2015. I think it's been about 10 years. Damian Lewis and Mark Rylance are in it. You know, Damian Lewis from Band of Brothers and Homeland and all that. It's about Henry VIII. Season 2 starts off when Anne Boleyn is about to be executed, and then it's the fallout, and he's trying to win his daughter Mary's affection back and her alliance. And I love this show. It's very quiet. It's very British. It's a lot of talking in the shit, a lot of long conversations, but it's a really good show. It's on in America, PBS right now. So yeah, I love that show. That's what I'm watching right now too.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. I will say, I think we should have stopped last season with Righteous Gemstones. I don't think we needed another one.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to ask you about, this is the final season though, right, Josh? This is it.
This is it.
This is it. Okay.
I'm going to watch it till the end because I like, but I don't think we need another one. Thank you, Cali Kid, for another super chat. Happy St. Patrick's.
Thank you.
It was last week, but I drank some Guinnesses. America's with Tom Hanks. I have watched some of that. It's great. It's like all those other nature shows. They're fantastic.
It's the same company that does Planet Earth. It's the same. It's BBC Studios or whatever. Yeah,
Rosie friggin' loves it. Yeah. That's it on the list. Is that all?
And then The Pit every week. The Pit might be the fastest hour of TV.
Oh my god!
Now every time it's over. I'm like, that's it.
Yep.
I want more. Yeah, it's so good.
And I talked briefly about Deli Boys. I thought they did an amazing job.
Yes.
That show they took a lot of risks, and I think they delivered on all of them. I thought it was spoofy at times, but really, really good. I don't know. I just again, a great comedy that I thought they did really well. And we talked about it really briefly, but what's it called? The Pit. This most recent episode, as it was ending, like I started getting choked up.
It's intense. Yeah.
Holy moly. And it just like Amanda was like, wow, what a way to end the season. 2 episodes ago. I was like, babe, there's still 5 more episodes.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So I'm guessing because their shift is 12 hours, but because of the events of what happened, maybe their shift's going to be a little bit longer now. So, and then
episodes, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a lot. Yeah. Will has a great point. Josh, Mobland on Paramount Plus. That's Guy Ritchie's new show. You got
America's in London.
It's in London. You got Tom Hardy and I believe James Bond is in there. Is it Pierce Brosnan? Is that the dad? I think. I know Tom Hardy's in there for sure. Maybe Pierce. I don't know. Someone correct. But anyway, that comes out on Paramount Plus. I'm excited for that. It's a good one to watch.
Thanks for tuning in, Darren Wright. I wanted to pull out somebody, and I think it was MK Songbird who said it. Hold on. Oh, the cameos in the first episode of Dark Winds. Have you seen the first episode of season 3 yet?
No, I'm on season 1, Josh. I've watched like halfway. I know I'm so behind. Yeah, I'm so behind.
But we have a cameo of Robert Redford and George R.R. Martin.
Oh, very cool. Because it's based off George R.R. Martin's book, right, or his story, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Nice. Very cool.
I think that's it. So, David,
So it's kind of out of left field here. I've, for some reason, gone down a rabbit hole of like watching mountain climbing videos and things. And there's a movie that's out. It came out in 2021, but it is streaming. It's on Peacock called The Alpinist, about this Canadian climber.
Is it The Alpinist?
Alpinist? Yeah, Alpinist. Yeah, I don't know why.
I would vote for Alpinist.
Yeah. I said Alpinist. Yeah, Alpine. Yes. I recommend checking it out if you're into rock climbing. Alec Holland is in the documentary as well, talking about this climber. It's a very good story.
Right on. I haven't brought this. I mean, I've talked about this show before on here, but I think. And I'm like pretty down the middle of politics. I'll never talk about politics on this show.
No, right.
But last week tonight on HBO on Max has been murdering it. Like he is so good, as terrible as. I mean, again, I'm not going to get into politics, but I thought that John Oliver in last week tonight, as our country is in whatever we are doing at this point, he's very, very funny. If you can laugh at things, which I know a lot of people can't sometimes on both sides. Check out Last Week Tonight, and you can go back and watch some of them as whatever. Because a lot of the second portions of the episode are all pretty evergreen content for sure. But yeah, and there's just so much good TV out there right now. I mean, we talked about it.
So much.
It's The Studio, Long Bright River, Dope Thief. I mean,
Josh, in a couple weeks, next month when you're on your cruise.
We didn't even talk about Reacher finale.
Did that happen?
It just happened today.
Okay, so I watched that like for work a few months ago. So but we can talk about it next week because I've seen it.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
God. Where are we getting 2 more seasons? We got to get at least 1 or 2 more.
Well, I think it's been renewed. They're gonna keep that show will keep going for a while. I wouldn't see why I wouldn't. Yeah, it's gonna keep going. Yeah, so good.
The fight scene between Reacher and the giant dude in the final episode, which we knew was coming, was not only intense but hilarious and awesome.
Yes,
like it was everything you wanted from that fight.
I got to interview that guy for work maybe a month or so ago, and we talked about that fight sequence and how long that took and how much training. He's 7'2". He has a YouTube page. He's a very funny guy. I recommend checking him out. He seems like a very sweet guy too.
That's intense.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you for all the super chats, the love, and for choose positivity. Call somebody, text them, tell them you love them. It matters. Yeah. Put down the book, pick up the remote. David, this is the part of the show where I talk while I hit end stream. And I'm telling you, watch